Okay, so I've got a couple of video clips here from the kind of me moving period. I recently moved to Tokyo from Yokohama, and I've got a couple of videos kind of documenting that. Most of it is in my old apartment, and it just kind of shows like what a mess my room was and my many failed attempts to kind of organize and pack in a timely fashion. I ended up leaving it until the very last moment, and I had kind of an unexpected surprise at the end. So I'll kind of talk about that in a little bit in one of the videos. So enjoy watching and seeing just what happens to someone who really leaves things to the last minute. Thanks.
Um, so here in Higashi Kogane, waiting to get picked up by my new landlord, and be moving to Tokyo soon. We live in Ogikubo. So, anyways, here I'm gonna flip this around. So you can, I'm gonna cut this. Why do I say these things? Just hold on. Okay, so this is Higashi Kogane, and there's a Koban over there. I don't know why I'm showing this because I'm not going to be living here, but I'm just waiting for a minute. And yeah, more later. Okay, so now we are back at my apartment. Um, it's in a pretty bad state right now. So I'll show you guys in a second. But I signed my new lease. It was actually a really cool experience. So I went to the office, and I've been feeling really kind of just nervous about everything right now. Like it's even though I know like Tokyo's relatively safe even now compared to like many places in the world and stuff. It's just like the amount of like you know a lot of people are worried, and it can get to you after a while. It's like there's constant stuff in the news about radiation and stuff like that, and then like you have to, and then you're seeing images from like the tsunami hit areas, and I see all the people collecting money every day, and I give money, but it's like sometimes it's like I know. I wish I could give more, and it's just seeing them as like a reminder that these things are happening. So it's stressful. It's stressful is my point. So I've been dealing with a lot of stress from that. I'm jobless right now. I have no job. I sent out a couple of applications today, and I'm hoping I can find like some private students and stuff. Hopefully, people still want to learn English, even though things are kind of crazy right now. And so all that's happening. So I've just had a lot of stress, is what I'm trying to say. And then now it's like I've got to try and get everything packed up by tomorrow, and I just like I'm having a really hard time focusing on that. And I just look around, and my apartment is just wrecked. But I'll show you what that looks like. So here we go. So here let's just. So there's boxes that have been kind of partially packed. That whole area over there is like mostly kind of just like junk mail and some stuff. Like I have some detergent and everything, and my shampoo kind of stuff. There's my wireless router. Hello. And then these are my shelves. These were full of books until just a little while ago, and now they're empty. There's my camera, or one of them. A bunch of random stuff. Like I love my monies, and like, Buff Monster and some really cool people autographed this at Comic Con. But it's like moving these things is just getting really tiring. There's a old can. It's just like look at this. Look at what I'm trying to clean up. It's just random shit everywhere. What is all that? I have no idea. There's just bags and like, I've got 3 guitars. I've got a guitarlele, that thing. I've got my classical guitar, and then I've got an electric guitar over there. And then, that's all just random, like old papers from work and beer cans. You can tell I live by myself, and there is no woman who ever comes here, because otherwise it would be a little bit cleaner. Closet with clothes in it. I've got a kilt. Like, why do I need a kilt in Japan? More clothes. A lot of these clothes I'm going to try and give to Goodwill or some other donation type place, because I don't wear most of them. I probably wear about 10% of my wardrobe. And that's my apartment. I'm going to do another, tomorrow when there's light, I'm going to do kind of like a little tour of this place just so people can see where I was living, and then they can see where I moved to, because my new apartment is really cool. It's got like paintings and murals everywhere. It's like really fun. It's in a pretty cool place called Ogikubo, and it is kind of, it's not like central Tokyo, but it's maybe like 20 minutes from Shinjuku. It's about a 15-minute walk to the station, and then I can get on the Marunouchi line or the Chuo line and take those to either like, Shinjuku or like a bunch of other places. So it'll be nice to actually be in Tokyo. Like, I won't have the same kind of like it was always just so shitty. Like, I'd be out with friends at like a bar or listening to music or something, and it's like as soon as 11 o'clock rolls around, I gotta start heading to the station or else I'm gonna miss my train. And now that's not a problem. Like, I can catch a cab, I can bike, I can skateboard. I'll have many more avenues open to me when it comes to getting home. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so yeah, so I'm gonna cut this part of the video now, and then I'll start it again tomorrow, probably, unless I miraculously get everything cleaned up right now, and packed. Then I'll show that. But anyways, so to be continued. Okay, so it's Friday, April 1st, 2011, and I haven't really made much progress with the packing. I'm going to have to call my landlord today and ask him for a bit of an extension. I'm just going to see if I can prorate my apartment for like a day or two so I can kind of finish packing. I need some more boxes, and I have to call the Takubin, which is sort of like a delivery service. A lot of people use it when moving. I've never used it before, so this will be my first time calling them. And hopefully it'll work out and I don't have to like throw everything away. That would be really terrible. But right now I'm going to Tokyo, doing things not packing related. My friend Dave and Bob are doing kind of like a April Fool's prank type thing, and I'm going to go help them film it. So whenever that gets posted, I'll put a link, and I'm going to keep this going. Alright. So it's April 2nd in Japan now, and pretty much done packing. So this morning, last night, I was like trying to pack, and I kept getting distracted, and I went and did a photo shoot with some friends yesterday. They were doing some kind of April Fool's thing, and I went along to take pictures, and so that took up like a big chunk of my day. And then I came home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like buckle down and pack. And then I started watching Archer, and then I ate some food, and then I started talking to some friends online. I just like, I would put on some music, and then I would go and organize some things, and then I'd go back to my computer. It was really bad. So it got to be around 4:30 in the morning or so, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get like one bag of garbage together and take that out. So I did that, and I took out some burnable stuff, and then I was just so exhausted. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'll wake up at like 9, and I'll really combate and do it. And then that didn't happen. And so then I kept hitting the snooze button like for hours. I just kept hitting the snooze button. Then it got to be about 12:30 this afternoon, and there was a knock at my door, and my heart just sank because I knew what that was. And so I went, and I opened up the door, and I kind of snuck out so they couldn't. So I knew it was my landlord, and so I didn't want him to see in and see what a disaster this place was, because if you saw earlier, I kind of showed around, and it was just terrible. So anyways, so I went outside, and he was there, and not only was he there, but there was another guy with him, and it just all clicked, and I was like, oh my god, he's showing the apartment, and it's just a disaster. So I was like, and he's like, what are you still doing here? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's just like, well, I thought you were moving yesterday. And I was like, yeah, I was supposed to, but I didn't quite get everything together, and I'm calling Takubin today. They're going to come get my stuff, and I'm going to be out today. And he's just like, well, why weren't you out yesterday? And I was like, well, it just didn't happen. And I was like, I meant to call you, and I was going to ask you if that was okay, but I just didn't, because I'm an idiot, basically, is what that is. So anyway, so this guy's here, and I kind of try and make small talk with the guy just to kind of try and make some okay feeling, and some dude from the Congo, and like he just did not. He looked kind of like, I don't know. Like it was a combination of just absolutely not caring that I was there, and also maybe kind of just like, oh well, maybe this isn't gonna work. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, like he's like, well, can I show him the apartment? And I'm like, okay, well you can, but right now there's boxes everywhere, so just give me like, you know, a couple minutes to kind of organize. And in the back of my mind I was like, how the fuck are you gonna get all that shit organized in 20, you know, just a few minutes? So like, give me 20 minutes and I'm gonna organize everything, and then, you know, I'm really sorry, but just 20 minutes and I'll make it look okay. So he's like, okay. So they kind of took off, and I went inside, and I just fucking, I don't know what. I do know what. I got a couple of big garbage bags out, and I just started throwing shit into the garbage bags. And I'll kind of walk you through. So I rolled up my bed, which wasn't like maybe the smartest thing, but I thought it looked better than having it all out. I pretty much cleared off the shelves. I mean, it still is not really perfect, but and then I had those garbage bags were over here, but I had like kind of a cloth over them, and then yeah, this was the worst part because there were just clothes fucking everywhere, and I just was frantically trying to put them in like this bag and these bags and stuff. I still have stuff on the hangers in here. But I managed to actually get, I mean, it's not good. It's not good. But it went from like, you know, it went from like a complete disaster area to just, you know, a somewhat messy room, which I think in 20 minutes was a pretty big accomplishment. And it's one of those things where I was just like, wow, I did this all in 20 minutes. If I had done that like 3 days ago, I could be in my new apartment right now. I could be in Tokyo, but for some reason I'm just like, it's really hard for me to get out of here. So I'm gonna take these garbage bags out. I'm gonna go down to the Konbini and get the number for the Takubin. I'm gonna call them and try and schedule a pickup in the next like hour or so. I need another box. I think one more box and I can get everything up. So hopefully the next time I turn this on, I'm going to be in Tokyo. Well, actually, I might do something. But anyways, out.